showtime.
That's right, everybody. It is showtime. Welcome to Tall Man Cruise Adventures Live. We are coming to you right now from Tall Man Mobile, somewhere in Central Florida. We appreciate you all being here with us tonight. I am your host, Robert, a.k.a. The Tall Man. This is my lovely wife, Lisa, a.k.a. Mrs. Tall Man. Not that anyone ever calls her that. Tonight, we are going to talk about, well, are you kidding me? And we can throw a couple of those in there somewhere, I think.
I'm sure there's going to be a few in there.
And we're gonna talk about some news. There's lots of stuff going on, right? So a lot of things to talk about tonight. So we're gonna get to it all. But before we do, of course, we got to get to some balcony cam, right? Show you some seas from seas. Show you some of the seas. What I tried to say was scenes from the ocean.
There you go.
Right? So there you have it. We want to welcome everybody. We will say hello a little bit more to you guys in a little bit. We want to get right to the juicy stuff.
Absolutely.
So, are we ready?
We're ready.
Let's get to it.
Here's the latest cruise news with your host, the Tall Man.
All right, everybody, as we get into this, there's one bit of housekeeping notes. I have cut and paste all of these posts from the interweb, the internet, right? It's the original text. So when you see all the misspellings and horrible grammar, it's not me. I just want to make sure I say that. Because, oh my good gosh, this is going to be hard to read this. Are we ready to go? Let's get going. Number one. I wanted some information regarding a refund from a canceled maiden voyage on the new Sun Princess. I rang blah, 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 and was answered by a Helen, just Helen. She very, very abruptly and rudely hung up the phone in her ear. And Helen was the only information she received. Now, if I never rang the correct number, the least Helen could have done was direct me to the correct one. At most, horrible, rude, upsetting woman who should not be working in that position.
Well, I'm not sure if Helen worked for the cruise line or if Helen was just somebody.
What I got from the text was she called this number, someone answers, says, hi, whatever, gets her name, Helen, and she begins to tell her story, and the woman hangs up on her.
Yeah.
She called the wrong number.
Yeah.
So how is this person?
That's like calling somebody's house and expecting them to help you.
Yes. So how's Helen gonna know the right number to tell her?
Yeah. Yeah.
She dialed the wrong number.
Yeah. Apparently.
I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do y'all think? She dialed the wrong number?
I mean, if she dialed the wrong number, then Helen's not going to have any idea how to help her. But if she did call the right company at the very least, then I guess I could see her point. You know, let me give you this telephone number to customer service or whatever, but we don't know.
She dialed the wrong number.
I think you might be right.
She dialed the wrong number.
Yeah. I think you might be right.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's do the next one.
Okay.
All right. This company makes billions of profits and amazing. They want us to tip its workers and charge us or charge a further cost to us cover it. What a shame.
So they don't want to pay tips.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
We're going to talk a little bit more about gratuities here when we're done with these funny things, but I put that in there on purpose.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that in our video last night.
Are you kidding me? Pay your tips. Gratuities. Gosh sakes. All right, let's move on. All right, my husband and I are currently on the Sapphire Princess. What a disappointment. We were delayed by 8 hours for our departure. Told we are missing our first port of call now. Now today we are being told we're getting to our second port 6 hours later than was on the itinerary, making us miss another excursion, and not letting us know soon enough to cancel our excursion has cost us $400 that they will not be reimbursed. We will also not hit another 2 destinations. This is not due to bad weather, but due to Princess Cruises. The captain has made these decisions that will preserve his arrival at completion of trip to be on time. The boat has not gone above 17 knots, which is about 20 miles an hour. Why did they set sail if they couldn't get us to our paid-for destinations? Shame on them and the captain. I will never have a nice thing to say about this organization. Yeah. Well, there's a lot in that one.
Yeah, I don't even know where to begin with that.
I got a few places we can start. I mean, first of all, they could have had delayed departures for... Well, let's start with the 17 knots, okay? That ship is 20 years old. They don't go much faster than 17, 18, I think 19 knots was the fastest I've ever seen one of the older ships go when we were on them 20 years ago. The ship's 20 years old. So 17 knots, that's as fast as we were on the Emerald Princess. We never went faster than 17 knots.
Yeah, and just the fact that it was delayed by 8 hours, that just screams.
You talked about 6 hours leaving 6 or 8 or whatever it was.
Leaving their port. That just screams that they're having some issues that they're trying to resolve.
But you never know. It could have been a sick passenger. It could have been anything for that matter.
Well, it could have been. But I was thinking, if it's something to do with a ship, your car breaks down. What are you going to do? You can't expect that it's always. You expect the unexpected. Something's going to happen, especially on a 20-year-old ship.
Yeah. What I find interesting about the comment was they missed the first port, 6 hours late to the second port, and then they made another comment about missing 2 other ports. How many ports were they going to? That's according to the Post, four ports they missed. Man, I understand the comment, but if you're truly missing 4 ports, but but they're going 17 knots. None of that makes sense.
Yeah.
There has to be a reason she's blaming Princess, blaming the captain because they want to get back on time. Well, of course they need to get back on time. How many people on that ship has flights that are going to leave that day?
Well, that's true too. That will be even a worse problem.
Right? I'm sure this person making the comment didn't want to pay for their flights to be rescheduled. Not theirs, but all the rest of the passengers that would miss their flight because they had to stop at their destination because of this person.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But if it's several days that they've been late to and missed, it just screams problems with the ship, and you just can't predict those things.
No, you cannot.
No, it stinks, but
it does. It does.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on.
Okay, moving on.
And again, we're gonna include you guys in this in just a minute. We're gonna get through the first 7. I got like 13 or 14 of these things, so we're gonna do half, and then we'll say hello to you guys and catch up with some of the comments. Okay? But we want to keep on moving on, so let's keep on.
Okay.
All right. On the Sun Princess as we speak, there is a lot to like, but a lot that is not great. The biggest issue is that Park 19 is not open. We booked this cruise well over a year ago and had no communication from them. They had no communication at all from them that it wouldn't be open on this cruise. We paid for all the amenities this ship offers and are not receiving one of the biggest amenities for us. And reason we booked this ship as we are traveling with young adults and thought it would keep them busy as it's an older crowd. Also, not once did we ever receive communication from Princess prior to sailing that a port of call was canceled. Lack of communication is a huge issue. They are trying to attract a younger crowd, but I can tell you this, younger crowd will not want to sail them again, especially as their attitude on board when talking to guest services was, too bad, so sad. They want to throw a future cruise credit at us, but as they treat passengers like this on board, why the heck would I want to cruise with them again? Interesting.
Well, at least they're offering a future cruise credit.
I would agree for, in this case, what I'm going to perceive as nothing. Now, I know it was important to them. But here's what I find interesting about all of this. Timelines and things. Their comment was, we booked this well over a year ago. Okay? Well over a year ago. This comment was posted in mid-May or May sometime. Okay? And so that means it would have been before May of 2023.
Yes.
Okay. Princess made their first announcement in a press release about Park 19 in mid-June of 2023.
Isn't that interesting?
Now, she also made the comment Park 19 was the reason they booked this ship.
Yeah.
So she's quite off on her timelines.
Yeah, I would think so.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
And so, I just, look, there's children's areas on the ship. You know, Park 19, you know, you still have to be there with your kids. Well, maybe. They're young adults. So just send them off to the kids area. If you're expecting Park 19 to be your babysitter, they have babysitting services.
They do.
I'm just saying.
They do. Great babysitting services.
Right? I mean, come on. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? All right, we're ready for the next one?
Okay.
All right, let's get to the next one.
All right.
All right. I departed from the...
Where are you?
Huh?
Where are you?
Oh, I don't know. Where am I?
I don't know.
Where am I? Hang on, guys.
That's just funny.
Wow. Wow. Where am I? Do I not have cameras in any of these? Oh my gosh. I don't. What is up with that? Oh, figures, right? Yeah, hey. It's not gonna be a tall man, you know, show if there isn't some kind of mess up here, right? Okay, let's go back to this one. What camera is this? I don't even know. What camera is this? Why is it just not doing anything it's supposed to do? Why? Are you kidding me?
And no, that was not planned.
No, not planned. I think it's F. So let's see if it's F. Okay, that worked. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're just going to pause everybody, and I'm going to fix all of this. You have no idea, guys.
You know?
I mean, just all day. All day.
Yep.
All day.
Yep. He's been working on this for a while.
All day. Just all day. Nope, that's not what I need to move. I need to move this. We're almost there. You're doing good. And you get a preview of all the stuff to come, too. How horrible is that? It's like telling the punchline before the joke. That's what we do here for you at Tall Man Clan. Tall Man's Cruise Adventure. We tell the punchline first. What is going on?
Oh my goodness.
This was all done. You know, Lisa, why don't you say hello to people?
Okay, I will.
While I'm doing
that.
this.
You got it. So we have Inda Samarjadi. I'm hoping I'm saying that correctly. You are from Indonesia. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome. Let's see. We have Justina. Hi, Justina. Hi, Macrina. Hi, Elena's Tuesday. Diane Yates, hello. She said, how are y'all doing tonight? Well, you can see. Physically, we're okay. Technology-wise, not so much.
Everything's normal. Everything's normal. What is that? Why is that now different?
Oh,
it's
my goodness.
It's the same camera.
Patricia says, hello, popcorn time. For me, that is yes, and we had popcorn too. Hi, Justina. She said, so good to see you guys. It's great to be here. Mamie Radar says, hi, y'all. Macrina says, popcorn. Hi, Gina. She says, good evening. Mamie Radar says, popping the popcorn. I love it. Hi, Lido Life. Hola. Bev says, buffering. Oh no, buffering at Tall Man Mobile. No. Hopefully that has eased up some. Oh my goodness. Patricia says, got it. That must have been when we were tossing popcorn.
Right?
Yeah. Justina says, what is going on with the freezing up? Oh no, not you two. Oh my goodness.
I don't know what is going on here.
Ashley says, hello. Patricia says, bit of buffering. Bev says, seems better now, I think. And of course, that was when we said, no. Hi, Ashley. She says, I'm not noticing any buffering or freezing up. Woohoo. There's some good news. Mark Rank says, evening, everyone. Hello. Welcome to the channel. Patricia says, 9 a.m. here now. Justina says, yes, Bev, I agree. It's better. Woohoo. Hi, Mama Tall Man. She says, hi, everyone. Buffering caught Rob with his mouth open. Perfect. Mark says, showtime. Mama says, seems okay now. Macrina says, yeah, buffering stopped.
I think we're fixed.
Are we good? Shall I stop?
Yeah, we'll pick it up there.
Okay.
We'll pick it up there.
We'll pick it up there with Macrina saying balcony cam.
I'm just going through and making sure they're all right now.
Okay.
This is what I do before the show, guys. Every single time.
I can vouch for it.
We just and you're all seeing it now. It's all there. It's all there. Let's see what happens. All right, we were on number 5.
All right.
There you go. I don't even know what to do now. I need to put our own thing up here.
I know, right?
Are you kidding me? All right. I departed from, and of course this isn't working now either. Here we go. I departed from Independence of the Seas a couple days ago and encountered 2 situations I thought I would share. Number 1, person in a mobility scooter running into, almost, or maybe running over an employee in the promenade to shake a keychain that she just bought in his face, yelling at him that it's thinner than the ones they usually have and someone needs to make it right. After she had already left the store, of course, right? Poor employee looked very uncomfortable, and I hope they weren't hurt. I saw her again later on in the cruise, and she was rolling down the pool deck with 3 security team members chasing her, tailing her.
Goodness.
Number 2, I went to guest services for an assistance with a non-entitled issue, and the person next to me was very loudly complaining to the employee about the lack of shuffleboard spaces available. Told them it had ruined his vacation, and he demanded some kind of credit or compensation.
Oh my goodness.
Are you kidding me? Shuffleboard?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, and complaining about a keychain to somebody not in the store that you just bought it from?
I'm assuming it was the employee of the store that was, even though she was outside, or I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. But, I mean, why buy it if you're not happy with it?
Did it take her the time that from the store, she bought it, left the store to figure out it was thinner? I mean...
I don't know, but, my guess is that since she had 3 security team members chasing her or tailing her later on in the cruise...
This wasn't her first incursion?
That's not her first.
No, I would say not.
I'm thinking not.
Oh. If we were on that cruise and ran into her, I probably would have followed her myself with the camera, just to follow.
Yeah, maybe.
To make some great video for you guys.
You might have had to run. It sounds like she was a speed demon, too.
Oh, my good Lord. All right, we ready for the...
Of course, we're just assuming that she actually paid for the keychain. She
right?
just grabbed it and ran.
Grabbed it and ran. Oh, my gosh. We ready for the next one?
All right, let's go.
All right, here we go. Beware, there are no refunds without travel insurance. Duh. I love when they start off with the obvious. People. Okay. Beware, there are no refunds without travel insurance, despite a waiting list of willing purchasers. Total ripoff of $3,375. I will definitely be letting everyone know not to do business with this company again. Flogging Molly doesn't like their fans being abused. Oh my God, Lisa, I'm going to leave you with that for just a second. I got to recoup after that.
Okay.
I got to go flog Molly.
So, should I sit in your chair? Because I'm not on camera. And I don't know how to turn this thing on. All right, so I will sit over here. Oh, yeah, no refunds. Doesn't everybody know that by now? I mean, it's, on your contracts, it's everywhere. You got to have travel insurance if you're going to expect to have a refund for something like that.
Sorry about that.
Oh, okay, so I sit back in my own chair now.
Yeah.
There you go.
We're back in Florida. The allergies are killing me.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Flogging Molly.
Flogging Molly.
So look, obviously that was a specialty cruise. And
Yes.
specialty cruise or not specialty cruise, right? Made your final payment. It is not refundable. End of story.
Yeah.
I mean, if the cruise cancels, the cruise line will refund you. But if you have to cancel because of whatever the reason is, it is not refundable.
Correct.
End of story.
Yeah.
Call every cruise company. This person is obviously never going to take a cruise on any cruise line because she's
They're
like,
not, yeah.
she's not going to recommend this company, but they would have all done the same thing.
Agreed.
Every single one.
Agreed. I mean, I'm sorry you had to cancel your cruise, but yeah, that's one thing we talk about a lot is
Travel insurance, travel insurance, travel insurance.
Yeah, if you don't have it, these things can happen.
All right, let's do the next one. Well, I did it. I booked RCCL because of the loss of the $25 casino credit. I'm no longer a Carnival loyal.
Yeah, I think you missed. That was not.
Did I
what
go
was
the
on
wrong way?
screen. Yeah.
I went the wrong way.
Yeah,
there
there
it is.
Okay.
Well, I did it. I booked RCCL because of the loss of the $25 casino credit. I'm no longer Carnival loyal. I just pressed the wrong button.
Yeah. Well, in my experience and the cruises that we've looked at, Royal Caribbean is usually more than $25 more expensive than Carnival. So,
Are you kidding me?
If that $25 meant that much to you, I mean, maybe it's a principle thing, but
there's very few times I'm at a loss of words. This is one of them.
yeah. I mean, I'm not happy about the casino thing either, because I mean, I did enjoy going down there. We do not have luck in the casino,
No.
so I enjoyed spending that $25 and playing and having fun.
Because they're going to get it back.
They're gonna get it back. But yeah, I mean, I was sad about it too. But we've been talking to the cruise
I will
lines
say a
about
few things.
changing their
yes, last night in last night's video, we talked about their perks. But I will say a few things.
Okay.
I don't remember that being John Hild came on and said it was a temporary perk to begin with.
It was a COVID thing, compensation because the tournaments got canceled. They used to have tournaments that were deemed unsafe when cruising first came back.
Gotcha.
And so they
gave everybody $25.
Yeah.
And it was always announced as sort of a temporary sort of COVID thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, there you go. I didn't know that. So so they're just it's done. They're taking it back. It was to switch cruise lines because they stopped with the $25.
Yeah.
It doesn't compute. It just doesn't compute.
Especially if you're going to go with somebody that you're going to be paying more money for.
Oh, my gosh.
Like I said, it's got to be a principal thing. Thank you,
By the
guys.
way, yes, thank you, everybody.
Yes.
So we're going to take a quick pause, right? Answer some of your questions.
Yeah.
Also, I want to remind everybody, and I know we've talked about it before, but tonight is the last night to book on the group cruise.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, we're having a group cruise in 2025, November 2025. I'll play the teaser real quick. I know there's a bunch of you in there, but again, tonight's the last night to book into the cruise before the rest of we have 7 cabins left. Here's the teaser.
Come join us November 8th, 2025.
There'll be meet and greets,
Parties.
pineapples.
Ducks. And of course, the live shows.
Don't miss our first ever group cruise. We'll see you on the horizon. All right, everybody. Again, there's the email right here for the group cruise. Just send me an email, say you want to go. I will forward you Kathy's information. We are not travel agents, right? We have no financial gain by you joining us on the cruise other than enriching our lives because we're getting to spend time with you guys. That is why we're having the group cruise, right? So, but the Carnival, they only give you a certain amount of time to fill the cabins they allotted for you, and that ends tonight. Of course, the group department's closed tonight, so we have a little grace. So if you're interested and you're watching, send me an email. I will forward you Kathy's information. Send her an email, leave her a phone call, and maybe we can get those last couple filled. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about that before it got too late. Just before it got too late. All the buttons. Normally I'm holding this and I can see, but I'm not holding it, so we got a table here. We're doing some things a little bit different here tonight, so just getting used to some things. Okay, so let's get to some of these comments, all right?
All right.
Patricia's like, my first cruise news. Woohoo! My virtual work phone disconnects all the time. Yeah, sorry. Yep. Karina, how the hellen is she going to know? I don't know. That's what I'm going to say. How's Helen going to know the phone number you're supposed to call? Osmosis? Person obviously does not work in the service industry.
I'm thinking not.
If we're talking about the commenter, I would agree.
Yeah.
Right? Gratuities are so important to the crew. They work so hard. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that a little bit more in a minute. Dismissed ports are a known occurrence, and the cruise contact, which we signed, states it. Look, this spring has been a very particularly heavy missed cruise port time, I feel.
I feel like that too, yeah.
For a variety of different reasons, from weathers, from uprisings, all kinds of different things. Canal issues and the Suez diverting. I mean, and there's all kinds of things going on in the world.
Even
it's
the
not
Panama Canal, the water level's too low,
and
so a lot of that got canceled.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's going to happen. And if that's going to affect your mindset, then don't take a cruise.
Don't fly on an airplane either.
No.
Just saying.
Stay at home. We're in our RV. Go buy an RV, but you'll probably find a problem with that too. I'm just saying.
Traffic, you know, accidents. You get delayed for 6 hours.
Yeah.
You've been delayed.
It's amazing. And again, for those who are new, and you can go watch the video, and I'll just give you cliff notes. The very first ship I was in it caught fire, and we had to abandon ship.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, like in the lifeboats, overboard. This was years ago.
Prior to me.
When NCL was called Norwegian Cruise Lines, when they actually called themselves that, they didn't come up with NCL yet. Anyway, and then we ended up also running into Hurricane Andrew on top of it to boot, right? So all this on my very first cruise. But I had a fantastic time regardless. I've had a great time. And we've now been on, again, we stopped, Lisa and I have stopped counting. We've been on so many cruises. So the point is, if these little things are just going to bother you, cruising's probably just not going to be for you.
Yeah, probably not.
Anyway, Bev says 4 ports, probably an 8 or 10 day cruise. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We had 6 or 7 on ours.
Yeah,
and it was a 10 day.
Yeah, we had a lot. So.
Yeah, I can't imagine missing 4 ports. In missing 4 ports, I would have thought that would have made some cruise news somewhere, right? Ship missing 4 ports. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, if it's missing because they're having engine problems, that is definitely something that's going to hit the news wire somewhere.
Yeah.
So I don't.
You watch. We're going to close this, and then we're going to see 20 different news reports about it.
I went looking and couldn't find anything. But like the one person that was commenting about Park 19, it took me 6 seconds to look. I'm like, they didn't even announce it till mid-June. She's talking about booked it, well over a year ago. So that means to me January 2023, December 2022, blah blah. But it hadn't even been announced yet. The Park 19 sort of space, if you will. I don't know. Whatever. It might needed to have safety checks on that ship and cause delays. It could be anything. It could be anything. Could be, I was going to say late flights, but I don't think they'd wait 8 hours for late flights. That's what I was saying, Patricia. Yeah, they wanted Park 19 to babysit, right?
Yeah.
Wow, I haven't seen Shuffleboard since SS Norway decades ago. If you were watching or paying attention, well, it was buffering. It was split. There was mini shuffleboard courts on
the Emerald Princess.
On the Emerald Princess.
Yeah.
Right? There was half on one side
and half on the other.
and the other half on the other side of the ship. Literally. It was on one of those strange outdoor stairways. You had to use to get somewhere on the back of the ship.
Yeah.
And so you went up like one flight or half a flight of stairs, and there was the diamond, and that was it. There wasn't two diamonds because it was just a landing.
Yeah.
It was a good size landing, but
we saw people playing out there.
Yeah. Anyway, and Gina's like, just get the travel insurance. I know. Okay, I don't understand the travel insurance refund for $3,300. They didn't say anything why she wanted a refund. Oh well, Macrina, we're just making a general assumption she needed to cancel the cruise.
Yeah.
Because she needed a refund for whatever reason, and so who knows? But regardless. Patricia's like, sounds like Flogging Molly thinks they are entitled. Well, Flogging Molly is a group, so it's a specialty cruise, it's a band, and so this person was obviously a fan of that group, and so
wanted to go to their group cruise.
Macrina says, well, the 25 isn't going to make me spend more cash on another line.
Yeah.
Yes, the casino is going to get it back. Oh, absolutely. And to Lisa's point, Royal's prices are $400 or $500 more per cabin. Sometimes way more than that in Royal right now.
So it's not a monetary thing. It's got to be a principle thing.
Yeah. Antonio's like, I'm sure Carnival's fine with that. Your Royal's problem now for $25. I agree, buddy. Maybe person should just go to Vegas. What's $25 for a casino? I just don't know.
Yeah.
The entitlement. I
enjoyed it.
Kathy P is like, the entitlement of people just blows me away. Seriously, I know. I was like, are you kidding me? We're just getting to some. We're only halfway there. I got another one in a minute. I got 6 or 7 more. We're going to get back to it in just a minute. Antonio, just 73 weeks away till our cruise. Awesome. Ashley's like, book it, people.
Yes.
516 days. Antonio, first need a weekly countdown. Yeah, I got to figure that out. I'm there. I'm on it. I'll figure it out, I promise. And if they qualify for that credit, they were at least platinum, has to be worth something over going to a new cruise line where they probably don't have that high of loyalty. I know, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're going to lose your free laundry and all that stuff, yeah.
Yep, good point. Yep. Looking forward to the middle of the night tour train, right? You mean 3 a.m. conga line.
Yes,
that is correct. All right, so we're going to stop there, and we're going to continue because I've got some more entitlement stuff. It's going to get good. We ready?
Okay.
Everybody good with the break? Here we go. All right, let's make sure this is all working. Of course, I'm pressing the wrong buttons. All right, number 8. Does anyone know the plate size in the Windjammer? When I read that, I'm like, okay.
Does anyone care?
What? What the? I just. Does it? Again, I do these things and I can't find anything to say because I'm speechless.
Well, they're bigger than the appetizer size plates.
Doesn't matter. I'm not going on the cruise because the plates aren't big enough. Thank you. Okay, we're moving on. We gotta move on because it's just ridiculous. Oh, here we go. Crew people should not be calling us by our first names. It is undignified to do this. It's undignified to do this. This is why blah has an upscale passenger demographic. It is good and proper manner to refer to someone who pays the crew's wages as Mr. or Mrs.
Personally, I'm just happy they remember my name.
Are you kidding me?
I'm totally fine with Miss Lisa or Mrs. Tallman.
The new one that we started to hear a lot of is, hey, ma'am, sir, how are you?
Yeah, ma'am, sir.
Ma'am, sir. It's
Yes.
like one word.
It is.
It's ma'am and sir, or sir and ma'am.
And it's
just
been
ma'am, sir.
several people that have said that.
Yeah, 2 different cruise lines.
How are you, ma'am, sir?
Yep. On MSC and Princess.
Yeah.
Both in the dining room.
Yeah.
Ma'am, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, ma'am, sir.
Hi, ma'am, sir. Would you like some bread?
Mr. and Mrs. Dude.
Yeah.
shove it up your. I'm just. Are you kidding me? That's just. How uppity this person must be that requires an employee to call him ma'am or sir or Mr. or Mrs.
Mr. or Mrs. Yeah, not by his first name.
That one like actually made me mad.
Did it?
That, I mean, talking about entitlement, right?
Like I said, I'm just happy they remember my name
Yeah.
or remember my face.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, remember anything.
You remember what you drink
Yes.
and, man.
Yeah.
Ma'am, sir. All right, here we go.
Okay.
AirTags. Tell me if they work on the ship. Do I need to have internet? Package should be free anyway. Just saying. Would help Carnival with all the lost bags you guys have a reputation for healed.
And John Gill, he gets all of the crap.
I didn't know Carnival had a reputation for losing bags.
No, I've never
Have
heard
I missed
that.
something?
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
I've always got my bags. Everybody that I've ever talked to has always gotten their bags.
So, paint the picture so we can understand. You get on the ship. The ship is tied to a dock, which is by land, which has cell signal and Wi-Fi, which means your phone is still on. You get on the ship. The ship is still there for a considerable amount of time. Your luggage will be at your cabin long before, generally speaking, 98% of the time, before the ship ever pulls away from the port.
Unless you have some contraband that they throw your bags down to security, you have to go down to the naughty room to claim it.
So you don't need Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Because your phone's still on. I'm just saying. And the AirTag thing's great, and it works. So you don't need the internet.
Free Wi-Fi would be nice.
Who the heck would know? I love free Wi-Fi. Of course, if it was free, it'd be like you'd have to crank it to like.
Yeah. It would talk about buffering.
Are you kidding me? All right, we ready for another one?
Okay.
All right. Okay, here we go. I was incensed after reading on blah, blah, blah that Carnival would be moving from the tried and trusted cabin key to AI wristbands in 2025. When were your customers consulted? When were our concerns heard? A proper organized vote should be held to ask your diamond public whether we want such a step change in our way of cruising life.
Well, I imagine they weren't happy when we went from getting your actual cruise packets mailed to you. You remember when you used to get the whole booklet? Yeah. I imagine they weren't happy.
Remember there was actually keys?
Yeah.
Not the...
Yeah.
So, first of all, let me clear something up. They are not switching. There's been no announcements made. They're not going digital as of this moment.
Yeah.
There's been nothing.
John just did a survey, you know.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, he did do a survey saying...
yeah.
In the future.
Would you like it or...
Right. But that was it. So I don't know what site he saw that on. I can't speak for other sites out there that broadcast news and things in the cruise industry. We do our best to try to check everything 2 or 3 different times. But I can tell you, Carnival's not doing that. So first of all, we can put that to rest before we go on. Secondly, the fact that this guy thinks that he gets a vote in what they do.
That is kind of laughable.
When were we consulted? You changed the butter from butter pats to whipped. We weren't consulted.
You took away my $25 casino credit.
We weren't consulted the fact that you only do bacon every other day. Oh my good
Okay,
Lord.
now I'm upset.
All right,
I like my bacon.
I know, we got a couple more. Are we ready?
Okay.
We need to this is another good one. We need to discuss the time it takes once you are sitting at your table at dinner to eat. We ate in the NDR on the Jubilee 6 of the 7 nights on cruise. We had a fixed table for 2. Each night we were there for an hour and 15 minutes, or worse, an hour and 30 minutes. It should never take more than an hour at dinner. 50 minutes is optimum for time for most passengers. Do better, Carnival. We made a complaint about our waiter, but heard nothing. An hour. Are you kidding me? The guy's complaining because his dinner was what did he say? An hour and 15 minutes. Man, an hour and 15 minutes. We've talked about dinner in a few of the other live shows that we've done, man.
Yeah.
You know, hour 15. I mean, that's
great.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Dinner's,
I'd be happy with an hour and 15.
If now it was a table for 2. Mm-hmm. Typically, dinner at a table for 2 is faster. Again, that's partially why we do a table for 2.
Correct.
Most nights.
Yeah.
But an hour and 15, man. There's nights where we've been, I actually, Jubilee, the first night, maybe the second night, we had to leave before dessert because it had been over 2 hours.
Yeah.
And we had to get ready for the show.
Yeah.
So we didn't do dessert. This guy's moaning and groaning at an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Man, man. Speaking of which, on a side note, by the way, the reason why we didn't stream that video last night because it was Lisa's birthday yesterday.
Yeah.
We didn't say it in the stream, but it was Lisa's birthday, and I took her out to dinner last night. So we had to leave because it was her birthday. Anyway, went to dinner. They actually served us too fast.
They did.
It was
I have never had.
First time in my life.
Yeah.
I'm like.
We were still eating our salad when our entree came out, and we were shocked. We were like, what?
I barely even got into it. So we ordered an hors d'oeuvre.
An appetizer.
An appetizer, right? Yeah. An appetizer. And then our dinner was salad and the main meal, right? And so the appetizer came out probably within 2 or 3 minutes after ordering it. I mean, it was really fast. And not a minute after that,
the salad
came out. Like, holy crap.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we've taken 3 bites of the appetizer, and the salads there. We're like, wow, that was fast. So we're, eating the appetizer. We get as much as we want, then push that off to the side a little bit, get into salad. I'm stirring it up. I've taken 3 bites, and then the meal shows up.
Yeah.
I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had to complain about meal being too fast.
No, that was a first.
That was.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. Anyway, hour and 15 minutes. Okay. And the last one. This to me, I don't know. Here we go. Where'd it go? Where'd it freaking go? Oh, my God. There it is. All right. I'm on a Holland America cruise, and I can't get a tampon or pad. It's 9 p.m., so all the shops on the boat are closed. I asked guest services, and they said medical might have one, but it closed at 6 p.m. That seems so messed up that I have no options for tonight. And I have an excursion at 8:40 a.m. tomorrow, so I can't even buy something before I go out. I got to go do a zip line and free bleed. If I was at a hotel, I could just take a cab to a pharmacy or DoorDash a box of plungers. I may have to let her take this one.
That is sad on both sides of the story. I mean, first of all, don't you pack stuff like that? I mean, I always carried things like that in my overnight bag, along with my toothbrush and shampoo and conditioner.
In your purse?
Yeah, in my purse as well. I always had that. But at the same time, things happen. Maybe you lose your purse. I don't know what happened. You go to
look. Let's talk about general population.
Okay, general population. Okay.
We all know there's a cycle here. It's like, again, general population, like clockwork. I mean, set the date again. General population. We know not everybody fits in there.
There are some exceptions.
There's some exceptions.
But the exceptions should definitely be prepared.
Right. So if you're planning your vacation and shame on this person for not bringing anything with them. I mean, and then to expect the cruise line to you know.
But
I don't.
At the same time,
Why is the shops closed at 9?
yeah, they usually close at 11, and then medical at 6. I mean, what happens if somebody breaks an arm or a leg after 6?
Emergencies are different.
Okay.
When you call 911,
All right,
it's
right.
24 hours.
You're right. Doctor's office is closed normally at 5. So, okay, 6 is good.
Correct.
But at the same time, on the cruise line's part, how difficult is it to keep a box of those things underneath the guest services desk for emergencies? I mean, right next to your first aid kit. How hard is that? I mean, somebody was a long time ago talking about, well, I needed a Band-Aid and they charged me $3 for a Band-Aid. Okay, fine. Charge $3, $5 for one because, I mean, they should have had it. But, I mean, it's...
Maybe
that's issues on both sides of the story, I think.
Yeah, maybe cruise lines should have a separate small shop. Just a sundries shop. Okay? Because right now, I mean, you can go buy aspirin and condoms and tampons and soap and whatever you need. It's a small little thing, but they have it. Okay? But it's in the stores with everything else.
It is.
Which close at whatever time they close.
Yeah.
So maybe you need to have a small little closet that is opened until, I don't know, 2 a.m. Something.
A vending machine or something.
Yeah, something.
Because, I mean, I would think that it would be in the cruise line's benefit to not have people bleeding all over the place.
I agree.
I mean, that's just a travesty on all sides.
I understand, but I'm not about putting cruise. It is not the cruise line's fault. This person did not pack the personal items they needed to pack.
No, but
right, and I mean, just think about this. Should cruise lines think about every possible contingency that could happen for every single passenger that gets on their ships? It's impossible.
It is.
It's impossible. Impossible. Impossible.
It is.
Star Trek thing.
Yeah.
So, come on, y'all. Are
Be
you
prepared.
kidding me?
Be prepared.
Plunger. I love it. All right, let's answer some of your comments, and then let's talk about some of the news.
Okay.
All right. Charles says, entitled people always find something to complain about, no matter the service or the product being used. I agree 100%, Charles.
That is very true.
That's why I said, when I made a comment about, the RV, they complain about that too.
Yeah, some people you're just not going to be able to make happy no matter what you do.
Yep. Macrina says, my very, very first cruise in the 80s, we were completely rerouted from an Eastern to a Western cruise before internet, cell phones or anything. Ship to shore calls were $75 a minute, right?
Yeah.
We had a blast anyway. Of course you did.
Yeah.
And we cruised the next year and did the Eastern Caribbean. Another reason to cruise again. Absolutely, right?
True.
TMC just put a post post a note with the days till group behind you. Yeah, exactly. We'll just stick it right there every time we video. We'll get a countdown clock and we'll figure it out. There's got to be something I can put in there. We got to figure it out. Anyway, Macrina's like, if you got to ask about the plate size, it must be too small. Get a second plate. Just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We have some more videos that we're going to release like tomorrow, but buffet etiquette is actually one of them. And this is a subject in there. So it's crazy that it's a thing, but it's a thing. They are bigger than a bread box. If you require a plate that is large enough to put 14 pounds of food on, we have a problem. What's a Windjammer? Patricia, that's the name of the
restaurant.
The buffet.
Yeah, buffet.
On Royal Caribbean.
Yeah.
For you non-Royal Caribbean people. There you go. Ashley's helping out. Everybody's helping out.
Thanks, guys.
I am not a title. I'm not not sure. Anyway, sorry. Thanks, buffet. They can take 2 plates. It's just, yeah. There was... I can't remember if we spoke about this in one of the streams, but on one of the cruises, I think it was actually the Carnival Firenze. There was a gentleman that came on the ship at the same time we did. He was in a scooter.
That was the MSC Seashore.
Was it the Seashore?
It was.
Was it the first? Oh, it was the Seashore. Okay.
Yes.
And it turns out he was by himself. He had obviously had a stroke in recent time.
Yeah.
He had, hand problems, leg problem, you could tell, but he was in a scooter, and his speech was
impaired,
horribly impaired.
Yeah.
Right. And I helped him with the door, got him in. Anyway, MSC took over and they got him on the ship. We saw him many times on the ship. It was always the buffet. And he would grab a plate, put some food on it, and then put it down in his floorboard. And then he would go get another plate and grab some more food and put it. And so he would have 3 or 4 plates stacked up on the floorboard of his scooter as he was going on. And then, the point I'm trying to make is, here's this guy with a stroke who can barely speak, who can't walk, who has enough sense to grab another freaking plate.
Yeah.
Grab another plate, man. Who cares how big it is? Anyway, sorry. Take your butt back to the buffet and get it. See, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Charles. I can't. I just can't. Kathy P says. I have a difficult. I have a difficult name for so many to pronounce yet remember. Oh, Macrina. Yes, I remember you talking about this. Except on one cruise, they never mispronounced or forgot. Please, I'm happy that they want to remember my name and get it right.
Yeah.
Exactly, right?
Yes. I totally agree.
That person just, I don't know. Is it up to you what someone should be called? You don't have to be rude. Oh, I know, right? That's just, yeah.
And here's the thing.
Hey, Ozan.
Hi. Here's the thing. If you want to be called Mr. or Mrs. in your last name, Mr. Smith, just ask them.
Tell them.
Yeah, please call me Mr. Smith.
Yeah,
and
they'll be glad to do it.
Yeah.
And then when they're out of the, they'll be like, that entitled, You'll be the talk of the town.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes, because they may offend someone if they assume you're a Mr. or ma'am.
Well, these days, yeah.
Oh, my God. That's a whole nother topic. Let's not go there. I saw that comment about air tags. That was a dumb one. I know. Just like the plate. Some of these I see, I'm like, okay, I got to put that in there. Just because it's so stupid. Air tags. If Wi-Fi were free, we'd all be paying for it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
You're being too nice, Patricia. Charles L., yes, take your butt back totally up again, and please get a clean plate.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I probably hit the buffet 3 times, at least, when we're up there eating. 4 times.
Yeah, probably so.
And it's not because I'm a pig. It's because I get a plate. I literally get little dobs of things. Sit down, or I may get a little soup and a little salad. And I sit down and I eat that. When I'm done, I go back and I get a plate, and I get a couple little dobs of stuff. And then I go back, I finish that. And I'm like, okay, it was good or bad or whatever. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll try, something else. I go back, get another plate, 3rd plate, boom, boom, boom. And then on rare occasion, the 4th time would be dessert if I get dessert. I know, I just told you before, we're not sweets people like that. We don't eat the cakes and the pies and all the stuff that you see us eating when we're on cruise ships. Rarely.
Yeah.
Ice cream is it for me. I always eat ice cream. Anyway, moving on.
Okay.
Ashley's like, oh my God, people are ridiculous.
Yeah.
I have to sit here and read through this stuff too. I'm like, oh yeah. Moving on. Another rant from entitled people. They took my tablecloths away.
Yeah, that there was a lot of conversation going on about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy the tablecloths too, but I mean, I'm
Princess
not gonna...
and MSC still have tablecloths.
Yeah, they do.
Royal has tablecloths.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. So far, the only one we've been on post-COVID that doesn't is Carnival.
Yeah. That's true.
Just saying.
Yeah.
People are on the fake Carnival news page. Get them all riled up. Yeah, I would think by now with all the outlets for you to get cruise news from, whether it's from us or Tony or Don or Travel Scouts, I mean, whoever it is, right? Thank you, all you guys.
Yes, thank you.
You'd be able to sort out a problem like that pretty quick. Right? Like me looking at stuff, I can get answers to stuff literally within 60 seconds. Well, at least here. On the Emerald Princess, it would take more like 3 minutes, but here, 60 seconds. So I don't understand the misinformation. So anyway, moving on. I did not know passengers needed to be consulted to make a business decision. I know. Speaking of business decisions, we're about to talk about P&O, so hang in there. Gosh, it usually takes me 2 hours in a restaurant, and that's only because I eat slow and relax, right?
Yeah.
Enjoy your food. I told you I'm different. It's the military in me, man. They literally, it's part of basic. They teach you how to eat fast. Eat it now, digest it, and taste it later, right? It's just, but typically in a restaurant, I've slowed down a lot. Sometimes I eat faster than normal, but typically, anyway, I'm not as slow as this one.
No.
So, when we're doing the group thing, the ladies are going to eat with her.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Angela.
Angela's going to eat with me.
Yeah.
And then we're out. Peace. Drops the mic, exit stage left.
That was not a mic.
No, that was a pilot. That's what that was. All right.
Do I need to get that now?
Probably.
Yeah.
Back in the day, the 80s, we were in the dining room for from 6 to 8:30. Yeah. And having a blast. Absolutely. And that's the other thing. And mind you, again, he was at a 2-top. It's going to be faster just because the only person you're talking with is the person you're there with, and you probably talk to them all day long. So the talking's less. When you're at a table of, 4, 6, 8, 10, whatever, there's much more conversation, and the process of dining is a lot slower. Oh, Hal's moving again.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, we're not using.
Yeah, thank goodness we're done with Hal.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm done with it.
I'm done with Hal.
I'm going to have to use Sal from now on, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Happy birthday. Here they come.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Don't they realize they're short staffed? Maybe the servers can put roller skates so they can shove food in their face faster. They can't sit for another 15 minutes. I know. Kathy says, happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
I personally do not like food served fast, and you don't have time to finish the courses. Too full, too fast, and no table space. Honestly, that's what we thought last night. I have never in my life been served that fast. It was insane. It was so fast. And it wasn't like it was late and they were trying to scoot us out the door.
No.
It was, we got there at, 7:45, 7:45, something like that.
It was probably 8.
8 o'clock?
Yeah.
Because we ended this and left.
Yeah.
It's about a 20-minute drive to the restaurant. Anyway, so whatever. Anyway, moving on. Happy birthday. Happy birthday from Ozan, from Turkey, Justina, Elaine, everybody.
Thank you.
Bev, and get rushed like that too in our favorite restaurant, but it's a hot downtown Toronto hotspot. I still take my time. Look, eat. Take your time. Restaurant, on land, or on a ship. Take your time and eat.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a busy place or not. You're there. Eat and enjoy yourself. Now, if you like to eat fast, great, eat fast. If you want to eat slow, eat slow. But when you're done, freaking tip them. And we're about to talk about that. Actually, I'm speechless. McCready says, on special occasions at restaurants, land restaurants, I tell the servers we will be here for a while. I tip big for their night. I sincerely, and since I am occupying the table, and thank them directly. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's perfect.
There's the answer right there.
Yeah.
Sounds like a she problem. She should take her necessities. Absolutely. If you knew you needed such items, then do not play. Absolutely, Gina. Why do they not have dispensers in the women's bathrooms like a lot of public? I actually asked Lisa that. Obviously,
I've never noticed them in there.
Not gone in the women's restroom on a cruise ship, but
yeah, but I very rarely do go into the public restrooms. Usually, I'm in our stateroom.
Yeah,
but
and we come prepared.
Yeah, yeah. So I honestly,
except for adapters when we're doing cruise things.
That's true. That's true. Technology unprepared.
Bev, I agree with you 1,000%. There should be one bathroom somewhere on that ship, every ship, that has a dispenser for such reasons.
Yeah.
Right? Because people are people, and like this person who made the comment, they're not going to plan.
Yeah.
And they want you to solve their problems. So, anyway. Ozan says, Lisa, I would buy you a birthday cake, but I live in Turkey.
Oh, thank you.
He
See,
says,
it's the thought
birthday.
that counts. Thank you.
Ashley says, I'm speechless that someone would even write in about that. I know.
Yes, true.
Right?
Thank you.
The punch is funny. That's what I thought. That's why I left it in there. More happy birthdays.
Thank you.
Karina's like, I agree, Robert. Get small bites too, because I don't know if I'm going to enjoy the items. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
right?
you can always go back.
Exactly.
Unless you're like there when they're closing.
Patricia's like, I was in the military and only ate cheese and tomato sandwiches. Fastest and freshest item in the mess hall. There you go.
Wow.
In and out.
Yeah.
Macrina's like, TMC, time to video the toilets again, right? Let's get into the bathroom. All right, so let's talk about some of the news.
All right.
One of the biggest, I think, topics right now is P&O Australia closing shops. They are shutting down and merging with their parent company, which is the Carnival, right?
Mm-hmm. Carnival Corporation.
They're owned by Carnival Corporation, and so they're merging with Carnival Cruise Lines. Now, P&O Australia operates 3 ships. Now, mind you, I don't want you to be confused. There's a P&O, and then they have another one, P&O Australia. 2 separate things, right? P&O is in mostly over in Europe, but P&O Australia operates solely in Australian waters. Now, because of this creates some problems, and I feel this is what is leading up to this merger. So, sort of like flagging ships here in America. There's a reason why cruise ships are all flagged in the Bahamas.
Yes. Yeah.
Because of labor laws.
Yes.
Right? Now, Hawaii, we're going to move over to Hawaii, so this all ties together. Hawaii is a difficult location to get to because it's so far out in the Pacific. Mm-hmm. And so it's either going to be a very long cruise.
Yes.
Or, well, it's going to be, there's 3 options. You leave from the West Coast, it's, 4 days, 5 days to get there. You're going to go around the islands for 3, 4, 5 days, and it's going to be a long cruise. We would enjoy it, but not enough
everybody
people
would.
Not enough people could do it. Or you can start in Hawaii, but it's got to go to some international location, some other island that is not American.
Not America.
Right? And again, because that next island is so far away, again, you're still in a 12, 13, 14, 15-day cruise.
Yes.
So, now NCL has a ship. It's called NCL America. And it is flagged in the United States. And it is full-time only in Hawaii and does the Hawaiian Islands. Mm-hmm. Now, I haven't looked into it in many years. But when we were agents eons ago, man, there was nothing about complaints over and 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 over. Endless complaints about the NCL America.
Yes.
The look of the ship, but mostly the staff.
Yes.
Because it's staffed
by
with Americans. Right? And because of the labor laws.
Yes.
So, moving around, P&O Australia, same issue. Because these are stationed there full time, they have labor laws kind of like here in America, and they require them to be staffed or the pay. They can be staffed with whoever, but you're going to pay them Australian wages.
Yes.
Right? And of course, that screws up everything.
Yes.
So, now mind you, P&O Australia is also a discount cruise. It's not a high-end cruise. And so we run into financial things here, which is, to me, the big issue. So you got a company operating 3 very old ships in a place that has heavy labor laws and is forcing them to pay these high wages, and it's a discount cruise. It's just, to me, it's a recipe for disaster. Mm-hmm. So here comes Carnival to take it over. Now, what are they going to do? I don't know. I have no idea. Because they're going to run into the same things. However, the corporation, bigger corporation, maybe they're able to absorb more. I would think that cruising in Australia is going to have to change a little bit. And I don't know how. I don't know where the ships are going to have to go to get out of country to come back in. But there's something about reflagging the ships in the Bahamas, which allows them to lower their labor costs. So I don't know how they're going to make that happen. So they're going to have to touch some other place or something, just like here in the United States, I guess.
Yeah, another protocol.
Correct.
Foreign protocol.
So, but I would think, in the end, and I can't say this because I'm not Australian. I don't live there. I've never been on P&O. I don't know what the experience is like. But I don't feel this is a horrible move. I think it's a sad move. Mm-hmm. But I also think people are not going to have to worry. I read there was somebody that left a comment on one of our videos about this. And even though we hadn't really talked about it, they're from Australia, and they were very sad because not just are they losing this, but Carnival is taking one of those ships out of service.
Yes, correct.
And so there's going to be less available berths to sell. I think someone estimated like 40%. I'm not sure how we get there. I'm not sure how we lose 40% because there's other companies that cruise in Australia other than just P&O. I mean, Carnival's Australian business is like 1 billion a year, just their Australian business. So anyway, I feel other companies are going to step up and come in. And to me, the first thing that comes to mind is MSC, because they're, trying to take over the entire industry right now, it seems like. Right? So
didn't somebody post something about Azamara wanting to go in there?
Yes, one of the higher end cruise lines to go in to fill a gap.
Yeah. Which, Azamara, I'm not sure if they still are, but they used to be a Royal Caribbean corporation.
Well, I don't know. I haven't paid attention. They probably still are.
Yeah.
The problem is that's a luxury. You can't replace 40% of an affordable cruise line's berth with luxury. Well, it's not going to compute.
That is very true. Yeah, you're not going
to. But MSC, fill the gap.
Yeah.
I feel they would. I don't know. I'm guessing. I have no inside information.
Robert's prediction.
I'm just predicting. You'll hear. I don't know. In a relative time frame, that MSC is going to decide to move a ship over there.
That actually makes sense to me. It really does.
Yeah.
Because you're right. MSC is definitely pushing.
Yeah.
To.
What are your
be
thoughts?
Larger. So I could. Yeah.
Chat.
Robert's prediction. There you go.
If you're watching the replay, by the way, if you've gotten this far into all
you.
the mess, thank you. Yeah. God bless you guys. Right? Yes. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe, become part of the Tall Man Clan. It is free to you, costs you nothing, and it really does help out the channel. If you haven't figured it out, we need a ton of help. I need somebody to come here and press these buttons for me, man. We need to blow this channel up so I can hire somebody. Because if it's left up to me, I can't get it right. Even though I get it right, I go take a break and I come back and it's all wrong. I don't know.
Yeah. Our technology has a mind of its own.
Anyway, if you're watching the replay, just leave a comment. We answer all our comments, every single one. Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, it's. I think that, and people are like, oh, what's going to happen to Princess now? Because remember, P&O was sort of.
Thank you,
by the way. Yeah. P&O was originally owned by Princess, and it just nothing's going to happen to Princess. Unless unless they just close their doors. They're not. The Carnival Cruise Line is just not going to absorb every single ship of every single one of their smaller parent companies, right? What I honestly think, on top of all of this, besides all the business end of stuff, is Carnival just wanted to be able to say they were the biggest cruise line in the world again.
You're probably right. That makes sense to me.
They've absorbed a few of the ships from Costa.
And a few, and
now
the
they're doing this.
Yeah.
So there'll be one more ship. Why build new? They own all these ships.
Yeah.
Let's move it. Let's rebrand it.
Yeah.
It now technically is Carnival.
Yeah.
Now
we're the largest again.
This will make them the largest again
by one
ship.
Yeah.
Yep.
Solve two problems.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, in the boardroom somewhere, the beards, as John says, that was a conversation, right?
I could see that.
Bragging rights. Really.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. So there's that. So another thing that I wanted to talk about is something that was in our video last night, because it seems to be the thing that was commented on the most. Which I want to thank you all that have watched the video so far and have left comments.
Yes.
It obviously it struck home because the video is doing very good. So thank you all. So it's actually about the gratuities, and so I answered something that Macrina wrote, and I copied it. Lisa wanted me to read it, and so and I didn't put it in my thing, so I'm just going to read it from here if I can. which I probably can't because
you got to blow that thing up. It's so small.
Well, no, but everything's covered up.
Ah.
Here we go. It says, your opinions are all well stated. Gratuities. 15% should be acceptable by all. Good service or bad service. The money you pay goes to so many different people. In some cases, the gratuities are pooled and split evenly. The problem with personalization is many remove the gratuities and then pay nothing at all. To your point about Applebee's, do you leave a tip when you're at a restaurant, bar, etc.? Of course. So why would it be any different on a ship? In the end, if they averaged out the cost of just the meals, the gratuities we pay for all services is far less. Heck, at dinner last night with Lisa, I tipped out $15 on our dinner. It was about 17%. Now, that was just dinner. So let's add in breakfast, lunch, drinks, etc. And how much should how much should gratuities be on a ship? The service industry is known for poor wages. Cruise lines pay even worse than that. And I promise you, the crews work way harder than someone in a restaurant on land. I have never removed the gratuities, but rather use that as a base. And if someone did amazing, I throw them a few extra dollars. Anyway, that's just my thoughts. So there you go.
And I thought that was very well said. And that's something I think that most people don't take into consideration when they want gratuities removed is how many people get a portion of that, and that a lot of times it is pooled. And so that just reduces everybody's pay, not just the one person that you wanted to slight or
Correct.
Didn't feel deserved it. It shortens everybody's pay. And so that was something, that's why I wanted him to read that again.
I'm just unplugging
the problem.
Yes, the problem child. Because he's doing this, just going crazy.
Yeah.
And I've got the little monitor over here, and it's just...
It's distracting.
Dude, just go to sleep. Yeah, so I understand people wanting to be able to... Personalize their gratuity.
Yeah,
okay?
Absolutely.
But in the end, for most people, that just means they're going to be cheap.
Mm-hmm.
They're, again, Macrina, I'm not calling you out or anybody specifically.
Yeah.
Because I know, Macrina, you like to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that you do that because you're cheap. But most people, just like, most people you can play in the cycle, right? Most people, they want to remove the gratuities because they don't want to pay them.
Yeah.
Or they want to pay very little. Okay? And that's just wrong.
Yeah.
Right? Now, so to me, make them a certain percentage, put them in the cost of the cruise. It's non-negotiable, just like the taxes. That's another thing coming our way. We're just going to talk about in a minute. Taxes, board charges. It's all going to be included now. One price. Awesome. Anyway, and then if someone was special, you just give that particular person a little more. Just a little more. Right? Because they're getting a small piece of that. Because again, they're taking all this money and then dividing it out evenly across the cruise members, typically, right? Whatever their percentage is supposed to be, right? It's not like it used to be where this person got 2% of it and then that person got 7.5%. It's more pooling these days. They take all the money, put it in one thing, and then it's divided out equally. So if that one person did a great job, give them $5 or $10 extra. Doesn't have to be a ton. Doesn't have to be hundreds. Doesn't have to be 40. Do what you want. But, if our cabin steward or waiter has been great, we flip them another 20. Remember, they're already getting the gratuities that are part of it because we didn't take them off. We give them just a little extra if they've gone above and beyond.
Yeah.
So I don't know why this should be such a huge topic. And I do understand, tipping someone is a personal thing. You might like to overtip, right? You're a big tipper. Great. Then just give them more money.
Yeah.
Don't.
I just look at it as the gratuities being, their bare minimum wages.
It's part of it.
Yeah.
I don't know what their wages are now, but I remember, Macrina, you might be able to chime in with what you guys used to make when you were on the ships, but I seem to remember it was, not so far back. It was not more than a couple, $2-3 an hour a day.
Yeah.
Or $2 to $3 an hour. I mean, it's like pitiful low, really, really low.
Yeah.
And so I feel the fact that this has to be such a hot topic is really ridiculous.
Yeah.
The service industry as a whole. When you're on land, you go to a restaurant, you tip. When you go to a bar, you tip. I mean, pretty much, heck, a lot of people still give their postman, if it's the same postman in small communities, a Christmas bonus, right? I mean, these are things that we do in the service industry, and everything about cruising is about service. Mm-hmm. It's your cabin steward, it's your waiters, it's your bar. I mean, it's everybody you come in contact with is serving you some kind of way, some kind of way. It's a person that's cleaning the bathrooms, the public bathrooms after you get out of there. It's a person wiping up the ashtrays in the smoking area. It's the person, cleaning your handprint off the glass because you have to touch it. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
So there's a ton of people that serve us when we're all on ships. And so those gratuities, so I understand, why they pull them together, and it makes sense to me. And maybe they have a way of dividing out a few more shares to somebody that is more direct contact, again, like the waiters and the cabin stewards. Yeah, hang on. Macrina says the wages are Carnival were not too long ago, $50 a week. Yep, $50 a week, guys.
Yeah,
$50 a week. These folks are on there. They're away from their families for 6 to 9 months for $50 a week. Let's say it's $75 now. It's probably not, but let's just say it is. I mean, it's pitiful.
Yeah.
And so they rely on those tips. So if you are going to be one, honestly, I think they just need to include it like everything else, which we'll talk about in a minute.
I wish they would. I really do.
But if they don't, and you're one that is going to go and have them removed, please, for the love of God, pay everybody out. I mean, think about this. You sit down in a bar, because like when you get the drink package, the general drink package, gratuities are included.
Yeah.
I think there's some packages for whatever reason there are not, like in the specialty restaurants or something or whatever, but all of the rest of it if you do. But just think, you buy a drink, $1. And, if you're going to go out there and, again, if I'm using the drink package as a thing and have the 15, there's $15 a day right there. Right? Just $15 a day right there in that for drinks. That's not your waiters and servers or anybody else.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, just the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, the other thing in the news, talk about it, we just mentioned it, is it's California that's passed a law requiring the cruise companies to...
Not cruise companies, just companies in general across the board. Anybody doing business in California.
Anybody doing business, okay, we all know when you go online to book a cruise, the price they show is just the price of the cabin. It does not include port charges and taxes. There's small print left somewhere that says port charges and taxes. Sometimes you have to get all the way to the end of the booking until you see that number, but it's not what you're seeing, right? Recently, cruise lines have gotten even, I think, a little more creative. They advertise, let's say, $500 for an inside cabin for 7 days. Oh, great. That's a pretty good deal. Let's look at that. Boom, you go on. That's for, not just a guarantee, but it's a guarantee minus like 27 things, right? If you want like the normal thing, that's $827. Mm-hmm. I've seen that on every single site now. It's very frustrating to me. But anyway, so we keep on moving forward. So port charges and taxes are typically, 120 on a 7-day cruise, 150, 60, 70, $80, something in that area. And so now it's no longer going to say 400. It's going to say $578. Again, because they have passed a law in California, the cruise industry is just saying, you know what, we're just going to
do it across the board.
Not everybody yet.
Yeah.
MSC just made the announcement they're going to do it.
Yes.
Carnival's doing it. And didn't Royal also say they were doing it as well?
Royal, I believe, said they were doing it, but I haven't heard anything about anybody else.
Now, I don't know how that goes and works for European folks. I don't know. I don't have to go to the bathroom, but I'm European. Sorry, I can't think of anything better and faster. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know how that's going to work outside of America, guys. I'm sure there will be more coming out about that, and there may have been, and I just haven't seen it yet because I've been programming all day long, which obviously didn't work. Anyway, so but yeah, so lots of things happening in the cruise industry. So hopefully you guys had a great time. Let's get to, back to some of your comments. I know there's a bunch of you in here now.
Yeah.
And, where are we? $50 a week. Oh, I didn't answer some people before that. Geez.
A lot.
Wow, yeah.
A lot.
Oh, we ended with Charles. Wasn't Australia one of the places that was going to limit how many ships were going to dock cruises there? That's also part of it, Charles, and that might be where the 40% comes in. There's a mad cow. I don't remember all of it. That's why I'm saying it can't be just the one cruise ship. Yeah, in the next 2 years, and I don't believe it's all of Australia. I think it's just certain ports. I could be confusing that with Alaska as well. Sorry. And I don't want to say it if it's not right? Because I don't want to be giving you misinformation, like the other site.
There's a lot of ports that are actually doing that. Venice was doing that.
Yeah, well, Venice just, unless you're a dinghy, you ain't getting in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
I think
Alaska.
it's like 20,000 tons or something now. Or it's
it's
really a
tiny.
small ship.
Yeah, it is.
Or
So
10,000.
There are a lot
really
of ports
small.
that are doing that now.
Well, the problem is, and again, this was something else that we talked about in the video yesterday. The ships are freaking huge. Yeah. One royal ship these days, the newer ones, are the same size as 2 old ships put together.
Yeah. Easily.
And now you got one royal ship. Now, of course, people got to keep up with the Joneses, right? And so Carnival has their Mardi Gras class, which honestly I love. For me, that I really feel is max. I don't feel it's too big. I don't feel it's too small. I feel it's a sweet spot. Lisa and I we enjoy the XL class,
yeah.
Right. Anyway, so that's 180,000 tons, and it holds 6,000 passengers, whatever, 6,500, 6,000. I don't. Macrina, help me out here. Look it up. I can look it up on my phone. Anyway.
Mad cow.
But anyway, you've got the Icon or an Oasis class ship in there with 7,000 plus people. Again, crew as well, because some crew gets off. Then you got one of the XL class ships in there with its 5,000-6,000 people, and then a couple other ships. And all of a sudden, there's 25,000 people in port with 5 ships. Yeah. Right?
Easily.
Where back in the day, God, I sound like I'm ancient, 12, 15 years ago, right?
Yeah.
The ships held about 3,000 people.
Yeah.
So, same 5 ships, you've gone from 15,000 to now 25 plus 30, if you will. Some ports even more.
Yeah.
Right? So, I think it's going to continue to happen, which gets back to the point in the video from yesterday. These guys got to stop building these behemoths.
Yeah.
It's not fun. There's too many people. I feel lines for shows, lines for restaurants. It's just, you can find a quiet corner, but I just, what are you going to say?
You got to draw the line somewhere.
Yeah.
You got to draw the line.
Yeah.
So it seems that the ports are doing that for the cruise lines now.
They're saying, hey, we don't want
no.
you. Yeah. Or we want some of you, but not all of you. You're too big.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Antonio says Carnival needs more berths. Their 2025 cabins are already 85% booked. I know, isn't that crazy?
I know.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Carnival knows if Australia cruises are popular, and maybe they will deploy a ship there. Yeah. People are trying to figure out where the Mardi Gras is going.
Yeah. The new one, that's the unnamed one. Oh, well, Mardi Gras.
They're going to move the Mardi Gras from here, and the new one's coming here.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. An XL class in Australia, maybe.
Look, a lot of this, in doing the reading that I was able to do, is part and parcel to the Panama Canal widening, right? Because now the bigger ships can get there without having to go around South America. Mm-hmm. Now, mind you, the Panama Canal, well, right now there's issues, but this is a moment in time. With it being wider, that's the general thing, right? Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. Mardi Gras?
Yeah, maybe.
Australia?
Maybe.
I'm just saying. Okay, anyway. Our room steward was actually surprised we left him an extra tip at the end of our cruise. Made me kind of sad. I know, right?
Yeah.
Right? I'm just horrible. I find it hard when I go to the UK as they don't expect tips. I always tip well when I am there. It just feels wrong not tipping. It's the same thing in a lot of places in Europe. In Germany, before we went there, I spent 3 months there. One of the things that, when I was preparing and stuff, when we got there, like, oh yeah, don't tip.
Yeah.
The prices are tip included, whatever you want to call it. It's just they don't require it. They don't expect it. So yeah, when they get it, they're like, they don't know what to do, really. Right? So Antonio says, maybe you can explain why the bar's other areas have the gratuities is already included. Why can't they just include it in the cruise price?
See, I agree.
Yeah, that's what I agree, Antonio. Yep. Karina says, I agree Carnival tips are actually low and affordable, divided out by meals, well deserved by the crew.
Yeah.
I haven't cruised other lines in years, so I don't know the tip options or amounts. It's
about
the same.
It really is.
You're going to vary $1 one way or the other. It's, probably the luxury cruises, it might be a dollar or two higher than that. But yeah, it's funny.
And in some of them, like Virgin, the tips are
included in the price.
Yeah, so it's already
just done. It's partially why their prices are a little bit more.
It
because
is.
the stuff's included.
Yeah.
Right? Things you got to think about. Mm-hmm. Right? Because I'm like, you think about the cheapest price of the cruise, but then you're like, okay, then it's,
you got to add it
$150 per person for tips. Okay, so there's another $300, and then you start adding all this stuff up, and you're like, oh, well, maybe it's not so bad. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, Ashley says, I think it definitely needs to be included and shouldn't be an option.
Yeah.
I know when I cruise, the tips go to more people than what you actually see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
There's a lot of people behind the scenes taking care of things.
And
yeah.
They're all service industry related people, right?
Yeah.
They're people that are paid appropriately that don't get the tips. Like officers, they don't get tips.
Yeah.
Right? Customer service people. I think most of them are officers anyway. Your store people, right? People that work in the stores, they don't get tips. Do the people that take care of the engine, do they get tips?
The engineers, I don't believe so.
They don't get tips. Right? How about the people that clean the laundry? I would believe they may. I don't know. Right? But it's more than you and I think. If you start thinking about all the different departments, right?
Yeah.
But think about this. What about the pool attendants? The guy sitting there, taking care of the pool area, but also sitting there, the lifeguards, the pool attendants, sitting there watching your children to make sure they don't drown. Mm-hmm. Are they part of that? I don't know. The entertainers are not. They're not part of the tips. They're paid out. And even entertainers, as far as they go, unless you're a specialty entertainer and a solo, typically, as wages go for an entertainer, they're low. Mm-hmm. Right? Generally speaking, it's also why a lot of the entertainers are young. Right? They're fresh out of college.
Young and single and not homeowners. And they don't have those bills to pay at home. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. $1,000, $1,500, or a couple $1,000 a month. Now, mind you, they're not having to pay for their room. They're not having to pay for their food. I get all that, right? So it's money in their pocket. But generally speaking, I'm out here, gigging when I was doing my gigs, not bar band stuff, but other gigs. I'd make $400 or $500 a night, doing a gig, right? And I'm with a pretty large group, right? And so take that every night, add that up, go on a ship and make $1,200. And you're working a lot.
Yeah.
Saying a lot. Yeah, because they do the entertainers. They're not just entertainers. The specialty entertainers are different. They go on, they do their thing, and they leave. But the people that are on there from the main cast, the bands, the duos, the singles, all these things, the piano players.
They're out there doing the muster drills and checking you off.
Some of them have to do the art auctions, and they have multiple jobs.
Yeah, they do.
They're just not there dancing and playing.
That's right. You'd be surprised, the entertainers that you see, and you don't even recognize them.
The specialty entertainers are different.
Yes.
They're contracted differently.
Yeah.
And they typically get a little better. Anyway. We already read this. The wages are $50 a week. Yes.
Yeah.
Macrina, they were asking if she worked on a ship. She said that was for the dining room waiters. It was her husband did. Yeah, her husband did. She's answering. I'm answering her answering. Angela says, and I always bring cash to tip my room steward. Yep, MDR service, bartenders, Lido deck servers. I can imagine removing the gratuity. I can't imagine removing it. No, I can't either. We do the same thing. In fact, before the last cruise, in between, I'm like, oh, we got to go to the bank. I need a couple more bucks. Yep. I spent, all my cash, and we're buying stuff or tipping out. I need some more cash, right? And I do the same thing. The people who take your luggage, the porters.
Yeah.
That to me is more of a gray area. We've talked about that before. It is a service providing you, but they're mostly
making decent wages.
They're mostly unionized.
Yeah,
those guys.
They are. They're making
they
decent
make
wages
pretty good.
to begin with.
But they expect a tip.
Yeah, they do.
They expect a tip, without a doubt. So tip them whatever you want, but tip them something if they're going to take your bag.
You want to get that bag in one piece.
Which is so strange for me. Like when you get there, they take it out of your vehicle and stick it in the cart. And that's it.
Yeah.
Half of them aren't even pushing that cart anywhere. It's come with a forklift.
I've seen some carts being pushed, but yeah,
I'm saying yeah,
a lot of times, yeah.
Yeah, right. And Justine, I gotcha. That's terrible. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. How about the one cruiser who likes to hide the tip in the cabin,
Thank
right?
you. Oh, yeah. Well, the thing about hiding the tip, if you're doing that, especially on the morning that you leave, it's not the cabin steward that's going to find it. It's not the person who you want to get it.
On the next cruise you guys go on, before you leave, hang out a few extra minutes in the hallway outside your cabin and see what goes on.
Yeah.
It's a madhouse.
Yes, it is.
With the cabin stewards. And to Lisa's point, it isn't your cabin steward that's going to find that money.
No.
That's why you want to physically hand it to that person.
Yes.
Don't even, not just hide it. Don't even leave it on the counter.
Correct.
Because it's going to be a bartender or a pool attendant or
a lot of times it's
someone else that's helping make this happen. It's the only way this happens.
Yeah.
Right? Because within the course of a few hours, if you think about this, every single cabin, everything has to be stripped out of there.
Yes.
But before, let's not forget, all the luggage has to have disappeared, but it also has to get all off the ship, and all the new ones have to get on the ship and then delivered to the cabins, right?
Yes.
So you have all this crap going on all at the same time. And so we talk about people with extra jobs. Everybody does 2, 3, sometimes 4 things on a ship.
Yeah.
Right? So.
And a lot of times, there's no activity going on the pool deck. So those pool attendants are the ones that are coming in and stripping the beds and taking out the trash while your cabin attendants are making it. But
if they find $20,
who strip the cabins that are going to find that money that you've left behind.
Yep.
And so your cabin attendant is never going to see it.
Yep. Yeah, I remember that guy too. She was a chum. Antonio, good point. Very immature to play hide and seek.
Yeah.
They don't have time. No. They have no time.
No, they don't.
And it's maybe we've just done it back to back, and so we're hanging out a little bit more. But
yeah, we're watching what goes on,
and we go in and review the cabins.
Yeah.
So so we're back behind those doors, and a lot of you don't see that. Cabin stewards are drenched. They're sweating.
Yeah.
I mean, drenched.
Yeah,
it's crazy. I mean, they're working hard.
Yes, they are.
Because then they got to remake it.
Yes.
Not just remake it, clean it.
Yeah.
And sanitize it.
Yeah.
And I got to tell y'all, and I mean this with the most amount of love that I can possibly give when saying it. Some of y'all are freaking pigs.
Yeah, there's some nasty people out there.
Holy crap.
There are some nasty people.
We have gone, in between, not just this past ship, but other ships, trying to leave the ship and having to try to get some cabins.
Yeah.
And we walk into one and like, whoa.
We're not videoing
nope.
that.
I mean.
And you see some of the videos that we've got, the sheets are laying around and there's bags full of, we walked out of some of the rooms.
There was a suite on one of the ships that it was hard to find the floor. There was so much trash in there.
Yeah.
I mean, you could see the floor, but there was as much trash showing as there was carpet.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense, right? So, I'm like, how is that even possible?
Yeah. I don't get it.
Yeah.
That we have seen some nasty cabins.
Yeah. Y'all, some nasty people. Nasty.
Be good to your cabin stewards, y'all. Pick up your mess and put it in the trash.
Yeah. Marissa, they should hide her paycheck on payday. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Approximately 6,400 people and 1,800 crew. There you go. Thank you. On the XL class ships. Thank you. Macrina, the statistician, always has the numbers.
I know. I love Macrina. Thank you so much.
Because I'm one screen laptop. If I had the other stuff up and I'd be IMDb, I would have it in 30 seconds. But I'm focused here, and I got too many buttons to press as it is.
And you see what happens when he has too many buttons to press.
No, and go like here. Oops! Oh, I'm so sorry. I pressed the wrong button. Oh my gosh. Didn't know about the Mardi Gras. Interesting. No, that was talked about because their new ship is
the unnamed ship.
The unnamed ship is going to come here and replace that. Where's that one going to go? First of all, what they're going to name the new one. Second one, where's Mardi Gras going to go? Because that's what they do. They bring, thus far, unless they change their operation, they bring the new ones into Florida because Florida's a big market for them with all the Caribbean cruises. And then they move the next one somewhere else. And it's sort of their thing, but
they're always moving the ships around because, people want to be on different ships.
It's interesting that, Royal is making their brand new ship, brand new Utopia, huge ship made specifically in design, if you will, for 3 and 4 day cruises.
Yeah.
They're not moving one of their older ships. They're designing a brand new ship for the 3 and 4 day cruisers. They're sort of breaking the mold because it's never what's happened.
They are. That has never been done before.
No, normally, an older ship moves to the 3 or 4 days and the new ones go to the 7 days.
Yes.
But interesting enough, most new cruisers, they're going to do a 3 or 4 day first.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're going to experience an old ship or a new ship. I'm torn between that.
Yeah.
Because
I'm thinking that this is really a brilliant move on Royal's part because they're wanting to bring in new sailors, people who have never been on a cruise before, and they're going to make sure that they see the brightest and shiniest and all the new stuff rather than the older cruise ships. Remember we were just on the Emerald Princess and the one couple said, had this been the first cruise ship we would have been on, we would not have come back.
Somebody left a comment that had been watching our videos, got on the ship the day that we got off the ship, and they just got off. They rated it a 5 out of 10
on the Emerald Princess.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah. We had a great time. We liked the ship. We'd go back again. But and this is also what I put in his comment. We haven't been on Princess in such a long time. We have no idea what Princess has become.
Yeah.
With their newer ships. That ship looked just like the older ships we were on. It was like Princess to us. It was the experience that we had previously enjoyed and remembered. But we don't know what the new Princess ships and the experiences are on the new ships. So I'll be interested to go on a newer ship to figure that out because then I'd be like, okay, 5. Yeah. I don't want to go back. But anyway, that's part of the point. On one side of the coin, I agree with you 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Big new shiny ship, awesome, introducing people. Yep, let's give them the best, right?
Yeah,
all the great, all the amenities they have on there. Because what's going to
happen? Then they're going to go on a 3 or 4 day carnival cruise, and they're going to go on the older ships.
Yeah. or any other 3 or 4 day real crib. It's just this one ship that's going to be doing the 3 and 4 days. It's new. All the rest of them are the older ships.
So it doesn't matter if it. Yeah.
But the other side of the coin is, I feel they're going to get prematurely destroyed.
I would agree too, because those 3 or 4 day cruisers are usually very heavy partiers. They've got 3 or 4 days, and they're going to enjoy them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to say that.
Yeah.
Anyway, Macrina said, on Panorama, as soon as I met my steward, I had a special request and handed him a big tip. He didn't want to take it. I insisted. There you go. To me, that would be the only thing probably that should be a debate with tipping. Shouldn't be how much, shouldn't be taking the tips off, should be any of that. It should only be, if you're going to hand them something extra, do you do it on day one or you do it on the last day? That should be the only conversation we should have to have about tipping, but it just obviously seems that we don't. But yeah, we do it at the end. Yeah. We typically do it at the end. Yeah. And sometimes I'll be like, don't worry, I'm going to take care of you. We're good. So, and maybe they walk away and go, yeah, I've heard that before. But we do. I mean, we're not those people. We do what we say we're going to do. How can these cruise lines get away with paying so little? Labor laws in the Caribbean islands or in other countries. Yeah. Look, it just, and I know we don't think about it, but go on a ship. Who are they staffed with? And I say this in the nicest of ways. I'm not trying to demean anybody, but respectfully, mostly, they're staffed with people from third world countries. I mean, Philippines is not a third world country, but you know what I'm getting at. It's hard to get a job there and make good money. But there's a lot of South Africans. I mean, Morocco. I mean, we've seen a lot of people on there recently from other countries.
Yeah, it's staffed with people from countries that their normal wages that they would receive in the countries are very low. And
correct.
So
$50
is good money for them.
Is a decent wage.
It is.
For them.
It's more than they would make in their country generally.
The tips make it more. It's why they've volunteered to leave their families. It's
exactly
why moms are leaving their kids behind and dads are leaving their wives and kids behind and doing it for 6, 7, 8, 9 months. Yeah. In years on end. Some of these,
years.
Yeah. Why? Because they cannot make that kind of money where they're from.
Yes.
And again, we don't think about it, but that's how they get away with it. They flag the ship in a country where the labor laws allow them to do it.
Yeah.
End of story. It's why I'm surprised it survived. It's literally why NCL America
is Pride of America.
The Pride of America is the only. I think it's just now called the NCL. It's Pride of America. Whatever is the only ship in Hawaii.
It is
because you'd have to flag it. It's why when you go to Alaska's U.S. you have to stop somewhere in Canada. You got a port in a foreign country, or you'd have to flag the ship in the United States. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah. Ashley says, I think they pay higher than that now. Justina, I want to say I heard $17, $18 an hour. I don't know, but like Macrina says, that it's a week. It's not by the hour. But I think I was like averaging it out or something, which is why I came to $50 or $1 or $2, whatever it was. I promise you, they're not making $17, $18 an hour.
No, they
not
are
remotely
definitely
close.
Not.
No, maybe $17 or $18 a day, not an hour. Yeah, and that's even a question I don't want to ask somebody. I was just contemplating, maybe the next cruise will ask somebody. I don't even want to ask them.
No,
I just think that would be rude.
I would agree. I mean, I wouldn't like it if somebody asked me, how much do you make?
Yeah, people ask, believe it or not, people ask me that all the time.
You.
People ask me that all the time, especially about YouTube stuff.
Yeah, well, that's true.
But, yeah, I don't, yeah. Anyway. Macrina says they are international crew and don't sail under American flag, other than the U.S. crew on the NCL Hawaiian cruise. Yep.
Correct.
More money. Yep. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Macrina's like, dining staff, no way that wage, trust me. That wage doesn't happen for anybody on the ship.
No.
It's just not happening. It's a weekly number, and it is incredibly low. Like I said, maybe it's $100 a week, but it's incredibly low. Yeah. And I would think it might be slightly higher now because they've had to entice them back post pandemic, even though they can't find other things. A lot of people have found other things and didn't want to come back. So they may have enticed them with a couple of more dollars, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I'm sure not the dining staff since it is till based. I'm thinking you're talking about tip based, not till. Any of the services, even bartenders, the waiters, the bar services, the cabin stewards, it's all service industry stuff. It's all tip related. Mm-hmm. Yep. It's a rough life. I work 12 hours, days for 9 months. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Long hours, long days.
The night before, I find my room steward and hand them the cash. I enjoy seeing their reaction. I never leave it in the cabin for them to try to find. Nope, same thing. Put it right in their hand.
Yep.
Envelope or no envelope, doesn't matter what kind of person you are.
Yeah.
Not to bring that one back up. It's just wrong to not have envelopes anymore. This is not a mob movie. Hey, man, thanks. Here. Hey, go take care of Tony, huh? Anyway, sorry. Oh, my God, you're hilarious. But yes, some rooms are like tornadoes and trash. Oh.
Yeah.
You know what? We'll video one. Not to review, but
just
to show you guys.
Show you. It's
funny. Our cabin is so neat, not because we video in there. We're just generally neat people. Even our RV. I mean, it's a little bit disheveled right now because we, believe it or not, we still haven't gotten everything quite right yet because we're here for 3 days and then we're gone on a ship. Then we're back for a day and then we're gone and then we're back for a day and then we're gone. And then, oh my God.
We still haven't completely moved in.
No. So, but generally, we're pretty neat. Everything goes where it needs to go. And you know, we have videos about how to, you know, organize your rooms, keep it nice and clean. So, you know, the room stewards come in and they're like, did you even stay in here?
Yeah.
I mean, when we walk out, other than the bed being unmade, it literally looks like the day we walked in.
Yeah. Well, the towels have been replaced. They always take the towels.
Well, yeah. But I'm talking about when we walk out of the room, it's clean.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's clean. Trash goes in the trash can daily and it gets taken out by the cabin steward. Yeah. Anyway. Freaking people. Ashley's like, I do the same, just in case I don't see them in the disembarkment.
Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, you're always going to see your steward because they're running around. I mean, they are running around. You may have to go looking for them, but they're in one of their cabins. I promise you, they're there. I usually leave my hotel room as if it was never there. That's what I was just talking about.
Yeah.
We're the same way. Everything we do, again, not 100%, but our philosophy is we're going to leave it cleaner than we got it. Right? Like when we do things, we leave it cleaner than we found it. If not as clean as when we found it. Excuse me. I think it's a great idea that Royal is doing that.
Yeah, the 3 and the 4 day thing.
Yeah. I think the new Carnival ship will be the Festival.
Oh.
It would be awesome if they moved the Mardi Gras to Puerto Rico doing Eastern Western cruises.
Festival or
Eastern
Festival?
Festival. I said festival, but festival. Yep. RCC is brilliant because they won't want to go on an older RCC after. But I agree.
Exactly.
Those are booth cruises and the ships will be aged fast. Yeah. I'll be honest. I thought that a little bit about the Celebration when we got back on it after 6 months. I was shocked at how beat up it was.
Yeah.
After 6 months.
There was a lot of wear and tear on that ship after 6 months.
I was sad.
Yeah.
I think is a better word.
Yeah.
Yep. Mark's like 70 per week. There you go, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Something tells me that you're in the know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a lot of money.
No.
Know where I heard it or saw it. Don't worry about it. Imagine how much a cruise would cost if everyone were paid even minimum wage per hour. Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd all be luxury cruises. But you'd be getting everything else that you get now. You get the quality of the food that you get now. You get the quality of the help that you get now. But you'd be paying
a lot more.
$10,000 for a 4-day cruise. Well, I mean, just sort of take a small snapshot about cruise ship economy. There is an algorithm, if you want to call it that way, or a chart, or a whatever. We'll call it an algorithm for everything a ship has to generate for it to be profitable. For every person that gets on a ship, there's a certain dollar amount the ship needs to make on that person for the ship to make money.
Yeah.
It's why solo passengers are charged.
Yeah.
It's also why Celebrity started penalizing solo travelers, because there's so many of them now. They're losing money because they're not hitting their numbers, right? because they're supposed to make a certain dollar amount per person. Now, some people, they make more on me because they gamble. Some people make less. Like us, we don't buy or do a lot of things, right? We don't do the excursions a lot of times, and so they get our tips, and that's it, right? That's part of what we do with cruising. How can we go on a cruise ship and not spending another penny?
And that per person total that you're talking about is based on double occupancy. That's
Correct.
why.
So each person, I think, is supposed to
be clear on that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Account for 200 and let's say $50. I don't know what the number is. So let's say $250. So in that cabin has to generate somehow on the ship another $500 in income.
Yes.
Whether it's specialty restaurants, bar tabs, pictures, spa treatments, it doesn't matter. Another $500 for those two people. Again, that's not the real number. I don't know what it is. I'm just making it up as an example. But as a solo passenger, you're only going to spend the $250. You're going to spend for two people. You're one person. So they're penalizing you.
Yeah.
Anyway, it gets back to the point that there's an algorithm, there's a number for all the money. So that is why Disney cruises cost so much.
That's true too.
It's not because it's Disney. It's because they don't have the casinos on their ships to
make the extra
contribute to those dollars.
Yeah.
And so they have to make it up by charging you more on the cruise ship. So add in minimum wage that everybody has to make. Yeah. Cruise line goes bust.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I give my steward $100 tip up front, and I get great service. There you go, Mark. That is awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome.
That is awesome. You can see you live in a small place. You have to be organized in your limited space. Yeah, we do. It's an RV for you to know, and we're not going to turn the camera around because it's a little messier than we like it to be. But yeah, we're in an RV, Tall Man Mobile. That's why we call it that. We full-time RV for those who are new. There's a lot of new people here to the channel, so thank you so much. We'll tell you that. And so, yeah, we have to be very careful about what we move around. Now, we still have a house, guys, and we brick and mortar that we pay for. A daughter and her husband and grandson live there, and so we're able to still have some things because we have a house. So normally, and we've talked about our year, we're out working hard for 4 months and then playing for 2 months on cruises. Then we're out working for 4 months and we're playing for. So basically, we're back to home base twice a year, and it's during that time that we have a change out with the RV. Because we go from winter to summer, right? So when we go in the beginning of the year, it's cold, so we have colder things, right? You know, jackets and anyway, more long sleeve stuff. And when we're here, you know, in between, we more shorts and more t-shirts because it's going to be 127 degrees for the next 3 months wherever we go. Yeah. Right? Because we end in Arizona. And it's freaking hot there. So anyway, yes. But to your point, yes, we got to be organized. We all have respect. Yes, we do. Well. At least the people on here, Justina. Yeah. Can't think about anybody else. Yes, we all have respect for all the officers, crew, and staff. They are in charge of our lives, health, and happiness. Again, to all those here, yes. I can't say that for everybody because why do you think we have this show? Are you kidding me? Because they don't have respect. Honestly, a lot of them, right? I can see a solo travel paying close to double. Not that I think it's fair, but I think Celebrity is taking it too far by charging them even more for that. We may do a special video on this because as we do things, walk around, things come up, you know? Solo cruisers, what a big topic. It's a huge topic. Yeah. And there's a lot of solo cruisers for many reasons. They're young and single. They're older and single for multiple reasons, whether there's a death, widowed, whatever there is, right? Or, you know, you're just trying to get away for your loved one for a week and you want to go on a cruise. Whatever it is. Cruise lines are not made for solo cruisers. They're just not. Now, NCL changed that. I don't know how many of their ships, because honestly, recently just learned about it. Again, recently, a couple of years or whatever it is. But I didn't realize some of their newer ships, they literally have an area designated for solo cruisers. The cabins are much smaller, but it still has everything you need. Bed, TV, little seating area, and a bathroom. But it's about half the size of a regular cabin. So just think about that. You take that cabin space that you normally have 2 people in, cut that sucker in half, right? And now you have 2 cabins in the same place that there was 1 cabin. and you sell them as solo cabins, right? So you charge everybody just one. So instead of having to pay, $400 per person times 2 or whatever, it's just $400. I'm surprised. I'm surprised more haven't done that. Honestly, I'm truly surprised more haven't done that. Especially, some of the older cruise lines, like Holland, or some of these cruise ships that, have a general. Their passengers are generally older. Even some of the princess ships. I know they're maybe trying to get a little younger, but generally it's older people. But let's just stay with Holland, right? Dude, look, some of these couples, someone passes away, and their life was cruising.
Yeah.
One of them still wants to cruise. I can't tell you on the princess ship how many solo passengers I met.
A lot.
It was crazy.
Solo passengers, a lot.
Right?
Yeah.
Cruise lines.
Yeah.
Come on, get with the plan, Stan. Anyway, Macrina says, on the group cruise, will you tell? I will tell you, my husband, when he cruised for pleasure, how tip the steward. Okay. All right. Yep. Do that. Right before you walk the plank. Are you coming through the Dallas area this summer with your RV? No. I tried desperately not to go through Dallas ever.
Yeah.
No.
Dallas is crazy when you're pulling a bigger RV.
I-10. Unfortunately, we're stuck San Antonio and Houston. There's just no way around that crap. So, I won't 100% say no, but probably not. Because if we come from Tennessee, I don't know. It all depends on what we do with Arkansas. We don't ever want to drive through. Every time we drive through Arkansas, something blows up on us.
Something totally does. I don't want to go. I don't want to ever go through Arkansas again.
We'll let you know. But honestly, Antonio, if we are, we're driving like. You've seen our drives.
You'll see us on our
you see us on our drives. We are on a mission. We got time, and we'll let you know where we're going to stop for gas. Come hang with us for 20 minutes while we pump gas. Yeah, it's especially when we're done. If we're on our way back, knock on wood. Hopefully, we're driving like maniacs to get on a new cruise. No, we haven't booked anything yet.
No, we haven't.
But we told you it'd take a little bit of time for us to get that, and so we've actually just started to think about work.
Yeah. Tomorrow,
we're back into it. So we don't leave for another couple of weeks to get on the road, but now it's time to start to prepare. We had a week down, spent a lot of time with crew stuff, buttoning it up, right? And now we've got to start thinking about the work. Yeah. When is your next RV drive? Towards the end of June. It's a couple of weeks. I don't know the exact date. I haven't planned yet. But I'll know. But we're going up to Virginia. Yeah. So we're Virginia. Ashley's like, I'm close to San Antonio. Hercules. Come on, Ashley. Come pump some gas with us. Bev says, sounds like the room I had in London, England. Width of a bed plus a dresser and passageway. Length of the bed, washroom, landing, and stair. I saw some video. They're very creatively laid out. And honestly, I don't think they're exactly half. They might be
2/3.
I wouldn't say they're that big. They're much smaller than a regular cabin, but I don't think it's exactly half. I was just using that as a simple example. Okay. But they're making it work, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's no reason why anyone else can't make that work.
Exactly.
Make it work. Why cruise with all those sea days would be nice. Hint, 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 hint. Group cruise 2026? 2026? Whatever. I don't know. Whatever. I look for the blank on your truck when you're getting gas. Put that up there for Danny Mac.
Yeah.
Now it's a mascot. Just like this, I had no idea. No. But here you go for all the loyal. those new to the channel, it's our theme song.
And it's no use working 9 to 5 if you want more than to stay alive. So come on over, we can make it through.
Everybody sing it now.
Take my hand, I know just what to do. I'ma make it dancing through the night. Stay up until the morning light, the morning light falls. So come on over, we can make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do. I'ma make it dancing through the night. Stay up until the morning light, the morning light falls. The morning light on. I just wanna be your Superman. Come fly with me, just take my.
All right. I don't want to bore everybody with the whole song, but there you go. Little taste, since we don't have highlights with the song in it at the beginning of the show. And so, give you a little. I don't have a lighter. Just put the lighter up. Everybody with their flashlight or on the phone. Okay, backing up. Yes, Macrina, please get out of my head. It hurts up here. Do you think we're going to get away without playing that song? Of course I'm going to play that song. It's our theme song now. I need to write them to see if I can actually truly make it our theme song.
Get the exclusive rights to it. Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, just have that in there. Arms in the air. Wave around like you just don't care. Get the cell phone light swaying. Jesus.
She is
Oh
totally
my
in your
God.
head.
Our conga line theme song.
That may work.
We're going to have to speed it up.
Yeah, he walks too fast. That's too slow.
Yeah. We got your phone's about to die.
Oh, it's my battery dying.
Yeah, we got a lot of ground to cover, so we are I don't walk faster than I normally do when we're doing the tours because I got to read the numbers. So I can't go too fast. But I say I'm walking at a normal pace when we do the cabin deck tours. People think I'm like, I can't read the numbers that fast, guys, especially some of the numbers are behind me. And so I got to wait till I get there to confirm those are the actual numbers. I'm like doing the things that you can't see. I should have Lisa video me while I'm videoing this because I'm holding the gimbal and the camera like this, and I'm like, yeah, whiplash kills my vertigo. When we board in 2025, you need to play that song. Yeah, we'll figure out what to do with that song. At the events, you gotta come in. Take care of it. Just relax. The funny thing is, we're gonna have to figure out how to do that stuff because obviously it's all on the computer. I hear it in the headphones because we're plugged in there. At the shows, none of y'all are gonna hear any of that.
We gotta figure out how to do an external speaker.
We could carry a speaker too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we could just do it old school on the computer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. No, we're going to be so much better at this than that.
Yeah.
By then, another year and a half from now.
Okay.
We need that song every day, rally song. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to get a license and put it out there, and then you guys can download it for $1. I don't know. Have it. Enjoy it. We sing it in our sleep now. We love it.
We do.
Bluetooth. Yeah, you can stream it, whatever. Yeah, Nope. It's going to be part of coming a Patreon member. Become a Patreon member, you get that song for free.
Ah, there you
Only
go.
being a Patreon member. Sorry. Sorry. And by the way, thank you all the Patreons.
Yes, thank
appreciate
you.
you. If you didn't know.
And thank you for all the thumbs up, too. I'm sure
Yeah.
I've missed quite a few of those. Thank you. We appreciate you guys.
We haven't as of yet, but we will be doing some different things special just for the Patreon members.
Mm-hmm.
When on the group, if any of the Patreon people come on the group with us, we're going to have a special thing just for them. You'll have a special badge. Anyway, Look, if you didn't know what Patreon is just a way to help support the channel. Like some of you guys give super chats every time we do this.
Thank you.
Yes, which we do. We appreciate that all, of course. You do $5 a month. You can do $2. I think the highest one is like $20 a month or something. And you get like free T-shirts, and there's just things that you get at your membership level, right? And that's what Patreon is. If you didn't know, it's a way to help support the channel, right? That's it. Just in case you didn't know. Danny Mac will be the only one watching. Yeah, I know. Tonight's the deadline, guys.
Yeah.
I'll
at least for this price.
Yeah. Email. There you go. We're talking about the group cruise to November 8th, 2025. Carnival Horizon doing an 8-day southern itinerary going to Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao. I won't tell you the prices because, the likelihood of you emailing is slim to none, but I'll put it up there just in case. But currently, $700-ish per person for an inside, $900-ish per person for an ocean view, and $1,200-ish per person for a balcony. But per I think it was Antonio's comment, 85% of the ships sold out for 2025 already. So I promise you, for those who have missed this deadline, and we've talked about it a lot, probably a lot of you that watch like, oh, they're talking about it again, and you turn off the video. We do it because we don't want you to pay more money, right? I mean, God, just a Facebook group, just write buttons, Robert. So my little thing here has got the names on it, but I told you we have a table, and usually this is in my hand facing me, and I can read my buttons. But it's on the table, and I can't read the buttons. I need to get the stand out for it again so I can read the buttons. That's why I've been hitting the wrong buttons, because I can't read them. I can't read anyway, but, So, yeah, we just don't want you to have to pay as much, because, 6 months from now, you'll be watching now. You're like, I think we'll go. That's why we harassed you, Antonio, because that's what would happen. 6 months from now, you'd be like, yep, nope, I'm good. Let's do it. Let's go. And it'll be like,
prices will be a lot more.
Yeah, $2,000 per person for a balcony or whatever, right? And because that is what's happening with the industry. There's so much demand right now, so much demand. They've been able to get away with raising the prices.
Yeah, they have.
And people are paying it.
Yeah.
And so,
and as long as people are paying it, those prices are going to keep on going up.
Yep. So
$50 deposit.
Yes.
That'll be
7 cabins left.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, she's obviously not working now. There's nobody working now. It's 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time here on the East Coast. And the group's department is not open on the weekends anyway.
Correct.
So she has to settle it tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So if you're watching this and you get this and you email her, she can sneak you in. It's okay. I think, again, we had 7 cabins left today. So anyway, that means we had 13 cabins. If every of them a double, occupancy, that's 26 people.
We're going to have fun.
We're going to have a blast.
Yeah.
I was expecting 126 people, but come on, y'all. Group cruise. Let's do it. We need to get to 40. So
40 to get you
get
up on
me
the
on
rope
the ropes course. Yeah. We're at 13, guys. We got another 27 to go. Guys are not holding up your end. TMC is working now. Yes. We are. All right, guys. We appreciate you all being with us in our week's review. We will continue to develop what we do here off the ship. Obviously, you loved the video from yesterday, and everybody seems to love it, which is great. We have many more like that coming out in the weeks and months to come. But for everything else, whether we continue to call it Are You Kidding Me? Or we just call it a week in review. We'll continue to develop this, and we'll be with you weekly live one way or the other. You won't be missing us. We will be here. Okay. So, anyway, also, it turns out I'm a solo cruiser. That's 25, sorry.
That's okay. We're still going to have fun.
That means you got 500 instead of 250. So, anyway, so we're going to run. We will be around.
Yes.
Hopefully we'll see you on the next one. Y'all be safe.